Hello and welcome back. This is the review for Unit 8, Linked with the Stars. And as we kind of talked about earlier in the article discussed, Elon Musk has a very ambitious project to launch his Starlink internet service provider. And his goal is to launch, I think, several thousand satellites into space, and that causes a lot of concern, a potential collision and other issues with, focusing on satellites with astronomers, astronauts. Collision.
Collision.
All space agencies, they're very concerned about that.
Right.
But that kind of leads me to a question for us that we could relate to. How important is it for you to have internet access?
Oh my goodness. I would like to think it's not important, but I realized I'm absolutely dependent on the internet in almost every aspect of life.
Yeah.
Communication, watching Netflix, banking, shopping. It's very important. How about for you?
I'm quite similar. I recognize that it revolves around everything of banking and shopping, education, even studying, communication with my family. Because I can't use cell signal for phone calls. I use data
Same.
to video call or even phone call through that, all the way to America.
Yeah.
And even here in Korea, I use KakaoTalk, and that's just using data. So that's internet access.
All of it.
Yes, everything. For work, I access online.
Yeah.
2020 is a very special year for a lot of people, unfavorable situation, but everyone has relied on the internet for so many things.
Right.
And remote working, connecting from home, going around. That we realized just how dependent we are on the internet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how far remote place you may be.
Yeah.
So many aspects of daily modern life require internet access.
Right.
And so part of me does like escaping to the mountains and just turning off the phone.
Oh.
I like to do that when I go on trail runs or hiking a mountain. I usually turn it off, or just turn on. The flight mode.
Oh, the airplane mode.
Airplane mode.
Yes.
So that way I don't get any connection.
Notifications.
Right. But I do use GPS, which still uses satellites.
Right.
So I'm still connected somewhat.
Right.
Yeah. How do you escape, though, from all the daily grind of internet connection?
Oh my goodness. I do like reading, and I refuse to buy Kindle or use ebooks. So my way of escaping is using or reading a real book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which for some people is very strange. Everyone's like, just download the ebook. I'm like, no.
To me, there's something special about the turning the page, and even sometimes the
yes.
smell of the book.
Yes. The feel, the way the page feels, and just the sound of it and everything. So that's basically how I escape, and I try to put my phone away. And yes, that's a small way to try and get away from it all.
Yeah. Have you ever escaped to a remote area or traveled somewhere remote?
Yes. When I go home to South Africa to visit my family, there are often areas where there's absolutely no Wi-Fi. There's internet in most areas nowadays, but sometimes the internet's really weak. My uncle's farm, for example, there's only one spot in the entire house, and this is a massive farmhouse, where they have internet. And everyone has to put their phones on that one table. Otherwise, you won't get any messages or nothing.
Yeah.
So, yes.
That sounds very reminiscent to me, because my grandparents live very remote, and there's either interference from the surrounding mountains, very small mountains where they live, but lots of forests, so lots of trees.
Right.
And they're very far from cell towers, so they don't get signal. But there is one area of their farmhouse that they live in that, does get cell signal and data.
Right.
So generally, when you're checking your Facebook or trying to connect, you're in that area.
That specific
Right.
spot. Yes.
I don't know if people have experienced that in Korea.
No, I don't.
Because I feel like I get internet access everywhere I am.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Right.
you walk a few feet here, no access. A few feet here, you got maybe 2G, maybe 3G.
One little stripe.
Yeah. You can send a message and wait a few minutes.
Yes. You're like, go through. Not yet. Okay, we'll wait.
Right. Well, that wraps up today for the review. Hope to see you on the next one.